Cougar Sports Saturday on August 15th, KSL News Time, 1:53 p.m. It's time now for some Cougar Tells.
Let's get you up to speed on all the BYU news you might have missed in Cougar Tales.
It's Cougar Tales time, Mitch, and last night I was watching. Look, I'll be honest. I didn't watch the entire Jets game. I don't know if I'd ever watch an entire Jets game. But I was paying attention to Mory Bamba, who is just lighting it up. He was fantastic. He had, I believe, it was nine targets on his receivers. He had 4 pass breakups. He only allowed 3 receptions. He had a nice pass breakup in the end zone, and even got to the point where the head coach of the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn, was talking on Mory Bamba.
What can you say about Mory Bamba? Made a few plays today.
Bamba Island. Listen, he's and I said that early. I think some of the young DBs actually showed up, and he's the one that really stands out. And it's not just what he did on defense. I mean, he did some good plays on special teams too. So there was a couple mistakes that he had to, and I got to make sure I say that. But for the most part, I thought he showed out tonight.
Is he going to make the Jets, Mitch?
I think he is. I mean, look, I staked my opinion when he arrived on campus. I remember watching him. It was 2021 he arrived on campus, and it was a little bit late. It was midway through fall camp. But I remember seeing him in person. I went, holy cow. He's 6'3", long arms. Like he's body beautiful, and that's half the battle in the NFL. And then you see the speed, and now he's got a little bit of film. Like he's got this, it's like a situation in the NFL where they like a good form of clay to work with, and then they're gonna mold it, and they're gonna like NFL teams will be like, we can turn this guy into something because he's got the pieces that you just can't teach. We can teach certain aspects of what he needs to do in the NFL, but there's some things that you're just God given. And I think he looked a little more physical too. Mm-hmm. But I thought he was great. I mean, I really believed when I first saw him, when we talked about it on the show, I really looked at him as like an under the radar NFL guy. The same could be said. I think the next in that mold is Kevin Doe on the roster this year. I think Kevin Doe could one day be an NFL guy because, again, you just can't teach that size, that athleticism, and I'm excited for Mory. I hope he sticks. I just wish he was with a different franchise. I'm still scolded by Zach Wilson's House of Horrors in New York, but hey, just find a way to stick, get in that 53-man roster, and I think these performances, that sticks. And like, week 1 of preseason is more meaningful than the third week because week 1 you're actually getting more valuable snaps and simulations of maybe game opportunities. Week 3, everyone's just like, let's just get on to the regular season. We're putting in the deep cut guys that are trying to get a roster. You flash on week 1 of preseason, that's big time for Moore. I think that's going to carry over. I think he's going to find a way to get on that 53-man roster.
I hope so. I also hope Tanner Wall makes it. He had a couple tackles yesterday for the Dolphins. He's only been with the squad for about a week. But what do you think the odds are that Tanner's able to stick on the roster?
It's tough because he already got cut by the Raiders. The timing just doesn't help his cause. But he steps in, makes a few plays. I think what helps him, let's just call it what it is, the Dolphins are absolutely horrible. They're the football version of tanking this year. They really are. Like, they are tanking for probably a number 1 pick. They could be 0-17 this year. And if they're looking to cut costs and save money, maybe it works. Maybe he shows enough and he can find a way on the roster. If I would say between him and Bamba, I would think he probably maybe is a practice squad guy. Yeah. And then he works his way up. But I think he'll bounce around the league and find ways. I just think that getting cut already, is there enough that's going to win over a team? We'll see, but I wouldn't bet against Tanner Wall, that's for sure.
Another Cougar Tells is Kalani Sitake and some staffers visited Parker Kingston's sister. She was recently diagnosed with leukemia. There's been a lot said and talked about with Parker Kingston, but it's really cool to still see Kalani treating that family well, going to visit her in the hospital. But that was a cool thing to see earlier this week.
I think that's what made that really neat.
Yeah.
Because, again, look, I'm sure there are many times where Kalani, this football program, and BYU basketball too, like things that happen within BYU athletics where coaches and people that never see the light of day, and they're doing great things in the community. But this one kind of registers a little bit more. One, because Parker Kingston's father and Trent Kingston went to X and shared the story. But again, just knowing, like, it could have been easy to just kick the Kingston family to the curb and never interact with them again and never want BYU football associated with them again. But they still, like, it's kind of like once a Cougar, always a Cougar, what they talk about. BYU's a family. Welcome to the family. That kind of showed itself. And prayers out to the Kingston family, their daughter, again, battling leukemia. And as Trent Kingston laid out on X, I mean, he put it this way. I mean, their world was turned upside down again. I mean, their daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, so she's battling. And Parker Kingston, he made his first post on X telling his sister to fight battling cancer. So our prayers go out to the Kingston family. Hopefully she can recover from this fully and just, this can be a blip on the radar. But a cool moment to see Kalani, Travis Hansen, Dave George, and Pop Sitake all there supporting her as she battles her fight with cancer. Let's take a quick break. Hour number 3 coming up next, and drafting the Y right here on Cougar Sports Saturday.